We know Europe is a place of ideas, it's a place of innovations, but often that doesn't turn into commercial success. So how to solve this? This was the issue that we discussed at our Euronews Brussels newsroom. Let's take a look at the highlights. And let's start here with you, President Campinos. What is your view on why and what needs to change for that to happen?
Well, it's all about, I think, fragmentation and scale. We have among the most incredible brains in Europe. For instance, the World Wide Web was created in CERN by a UK researcher. So it's to understand how we can support the incorporation of this technology in products that can be sold in the market, because after all, innovation is that.
We still have too much fragmentation, and we also have too much logics of keeping the fragmentation alive. And the final problem is that it takes between 16 and 30 years to move from fundamental knowledge to, let's say, something that you can buy in the Carrefour. So Europe also needs to be more dedicated to a number of choices and stick to them.
I think the first question that I always ask myself when I see young PhD, young researchers in universities is how many of them are actually willing to take this entrepreneurial journey, which is altogether, let alone the patent and the research behind the entrepreneurial journey as such, is a challenge. Second thing, for those who decide that they actually want to go further with the technology, where to start? You don't find fun for proof of concept. Then when it's a question of scaling and making sure that the technology actually remains in Europe, how do we make sure that we're not going to sell and brag with the US or with big funds from the abroad and make sure that we as Europeans will invest in them?
One of the things that EU leaders agree on, Elvira, is the need to simplify now. Is that going to help?
I fully agree. We cannot stay with 27 different regulations.
Yes.
We need to bridge to avoid gap between what we are doing at universities and what the industries they need.
The progress towards a single market, the progress towards, let's say, unification, harmonization, is defeated by people shouting about the bureaucracy in Brussels. The current deregulation might also kill a whole generation of startups that were at the moment of scaling up, provided the right regulatory context would be there.
Very good. Thank you so much to our four panelists. Thank you to our partners, the European Patent Office, for making this event possible. I think that brings our event to an end, and thank you all for joining us.